All right, 12:01 on a game day. The Edmonton Oilers and the San Jose Sharks will get you set right here on the Oil Stream, brought to you by our great partners over at Boston Pizza. Their playoff menu is now live. Fuel your fandom at Boston Pizza all throughout the playoffs. They've got the new square footer, the half. It's got the half Bandera bread, the half square footer pizza. Unbelievable. Only at Boston Pizza and all of your Boston Pizza locations. You can text us anytime, 780-218-9999. If you're watching over on YouTube, hammer that thumbs up for us and fire any of your thoughts into the chat as well. We'll certainly get to those. Tommy Gazzola, what's up, buddy?
My thoughts are I'm pizzaed out right now.
Yeah, no doubt, hey?
I need a couple hours.
We got that new partner on the Nielson show and two guys and a goalie, actually, and they jumped off a big one today, so we've been diving into that.
We were busy in the last hour taking care of stuff. Yeah. That's why you were away from the lock shop for a bit. And after we finished up the hangout, I was hungry, so I'm like, guys, where's that pizza? I'm looking all over. I'm like, how do I lose this big pizza?
Took three of us to carry it over there.
It's in the boardroom, and that's the only. I was like, of course it's in the boardroom. It's the only place that has enough space for how damn big that pizza is, and it's good. It's holding up. It
was pretty impressive, that's for sure. All right, 780-218-9999. Vegas keyword coming up here around 12:40 today on the Oil Stream, brought to you by Boston Pizza. May 15th will be our next on location. Hopefully smack dab in the middle of a nice long playoff run. We'll be out at St. Albert Boston Pizza. Zach, were you grabbing McDavid right now? Look at this guy. Here's what Connor McDavid had to say after his availability today. You know where I want to start, though? I want to start with YouTube Trev from Edmonton Sports Talk making his press box debut alongside Tommy Gazzola on Saturday night.
Yes.
What's the recap? How was he? How did he go? Did he cheer in the press box?
He did not. He was a total
That must
pro.
have been tough for him because he's a hardcore fan.
He was great. He was dressed the part. He was enjoying the moment. He mentioned a couple of times how insane it was to be up there covering a game.
He was so excited, eh?
Yeah, and he fit right in. So I got to introduce him to a few people. Obviously, Rashog already trying to pluck him for his standalone podcast and take him away from our fine station, but not going to happen, Ryan. Not going to happen. But he was great. I think he enjoyed it, and I think I showed him the ropes, and I said, first of many. He's
just a good dude. YouTube Trev's a good. He texts me partway through the game. He goes, "Thank you so much for this opportunity to Dusty. Forever grateful."
That's beautiful.
And he's just talking about like being a part of EST. He loves it, and he was pretty excited about it. So, now what do you think about Rashog on the show this morning, dubbing him New Tom?
Yeah, he called him that. Got him
also compared his hair to your hair.
I think Trev has very good hair.
He does, eh?
Yeah.
Does he maintain it as you would maintain it if you had that head of hair?
He wears a lot more hats than I do.
Yeah. I didn't even know. Like, he wears a hat every single day.
Yeah.
So I wasn't too sure.
No, he's got good hair. But, Rashog dropped the new Tommy thing on him a couple of times, and we were all laughing up there. DNB and Gregor were there, and they thought it was pretty funny, too. And I don't think Trev minded at all. New Tommy's fine. I mean, sure, Ryan, he's new Tommy, but I think Ryan was just trying to get under my skin a little bit. Was it going to work? I know Ryan's crappy tricks. I'm immune to them.
Yeah, you don't want to deal with that.
I don't need
No thanks.
I'm too old for this.
No
crap.
thanks.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to some of your questions. We'll get to, obviously, the Oilers and the San Jose Sharks tonight. Built a little EST parlay you'll be able to find over on CoolBet once they get some numbers up on Connor McDavid. Connor McDavid.
He's back, baby.
Back, baby.
Good.
Looked like he might go against and we'll get to the line combinations. What's he going to be between Hyman and Henrique?
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Well, I don't know, whatever. Like, let's see how it goes.
Yeah. That's kind of what they're doing now, I guess, eh?
Yeah. That's
just throw Nuge there if you want it, but maybe like Nuge and Draisaitl.
And Kane being out. I still, I love Shogger, obviously, but I was listening on my way in to the morning mandate. I don't buy the Kane needs to be in the top 6.
Shoggy's preaching that pretty hard.
I know, and I'm not buying.
I'm kind of torn on it, to be honest.
Why does he need to be in the top 6? If he's playing his 15 to 18 minutes a night and he's doing it effectively in the top 9, but just because he's stacked in on the depth chart on the third line, we are up in arms about it. He needs to be. No, it's like.
Well, I don't think he's getting. Like, he's not. He's usually around 15 or less. Like he's not getting up to 18.
Yeah, because if he was playing better, he would be getting more minutes.
Spicy Tommy, I like it.
Honest Tommy.
Yeah, no, you're right. It is a good take.
If that's what Ryan means by getting into the top 6, I get that. But like on the depth chart, for him having to be in the top, I don't agree with that.
Basically, I think what Shaggy's saying here is he has to play with McDavid or Draisaitl. I mean, that's the end conversation. We can say it's top 6, but he thinks Kane has to be playing with McDavid or Draisaitl for the team to have playoff success.
I think there's more than enough good talent on the roster, especially in the top 9, that if you could roll 3 lines that can tilt the ice, that's a pretty good team. And if Evander Kane is slotted in on the quote-unquote third line, but really they're just a decent second line, I'm okay with that. That's like being in the top 6, is it not?
Yeah. I guess I think they need more from him.
Yeah. Play better.
But part of me thinks if they're going to get more from him, he would do it in the top 6. But I also don't think he should just be like put him on the line with. I also don't think they can have success. They can't have success if he's not in the top 6. You know, like I'm kind of torn on it. They can. They've had a ton of success all year.
Depth and balance.
Yeah.
Earn your minutes. You want to get elevated to 17 to 19 minutes a night? Play better. Not demand that ice. Command that ice time.
I would think. Let's say he starts the playoffs on the third line. Does he get up into the top 6 only because he would be playing well, or because
things
a
are going
Fogle or
sideways?
something? Yeah, or something. You know what I mean? Like, what's the path for him to get there? Does it just have to be, Kane's lighting it up on the third line, or is it, you know what? There he needs to be a little bit of a different mix here, and they got to get Kane into the top 6. Is that what you think it comes down to?
I think the few scenarios you laid them out there, the 2 obvious ones, he commands it by good play, or they're struggling and they try something by throwing him in there. The other alternative I could think of too is the type of game versus whoever they face in the first round or whatever could dictate that.
Yeah.
If they want a heavier.
So what if it's the Kings in the first round?
Start with whatever you're doing right now.
Yeah.
And then
Vegas?
Go from there. Vegas, same thing. I think you start with what you're doing right now. And McDavid even talked about it the other day. He's like, we don't really have set lines. We don't really care.
Yeah, he did say that. It was on the Friday, right?
Yeah.
His quick availability Friday.
Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. And we've talked about it a bunch, and then even Knobloch kind of alluded to that the other day. He's like, we switch it up depending on scenarios and this and that and how they view the opposition. So I don't know. We get locked in to the mindset of, we see line 1, 2, 3, 4, pairing 1, 2, 3, and it creates fun conversation, obviously. But I think we get too attached to it.
I think there's a further conversation to have here on this, actually.
Why is that?
And that is because, like, all the other coaches also did that, and we were like, why did they do it? Why did they do it? Why did they do it? And then Knobloch took over, was like, got on that run, kind of left things together for quite a bit. And now, they're openly saying, Knobloch and McDavid saying, we don't really run set lines. So you're kind of doing what all the other coaches did along the way. And I'm wondering, do you think the way this roster is constructed, from a good perspective, Nuge can play wing, Nuge can play the middle, Draisaitl can play wing, Draisaitl can play the middle. Do you think from a personnel perspective that Holland has built here, this team is at its best when they're moving the lines around? Like, is that how this team,
the stats back it up
to play?
Yeah,
I
mean, what are they, best team in the NHL since?
Well, but they had lines locked in there for a good chunk of that, and then it's kind of been bobbling around for the last little bit. So
maybe, I don't know, like Knobloch was fresh, didn't really know the group. He admitted that. Maybe that was conducive to just keeping things constant for a bit, and then when he got to know the roster and what kind of personnel he had, who works with who, maybe you want to try something, sprinkle in something here and there. He finally started doing that. He's got a good handle on it, obviously, and it's been working. So I don't know.
780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Danny Boy is it. It says, guys, I'm still bitter of the time when Dusty was sitting alone at Lonsdale Quay for the draft and completely cold-shouldered snubbed by my idol, David Danny Boy G.
You did that?
What's Lonsdale Quay?
Key?
Longsdale Key. Where's that?
I don't know.
I don't even know what that is. David, I don't cold shoulder people. What are you talking about? When is this? When was this? For a draft? Is this like one of the drafts?
It doesn't sound
somewhere
like
in the States? I need more details on this, Danny boy. You're killing me here. Rattling me. Absolutely rattling me. RCN is suggesting does Kane move up if someone starts taking runs at 97 in a series? They move Nuge off that line, put Kane up there with Hyman and McDavid.
If he's
play
willing
Nuge
to
with Draisaitl.
Maybe, I don't know. I suppose it could happen.
Hampton's Steve at 780-218-9999. Have either of you heard rumblings on when the Oilers playoffs will start?
Monday.
It's going to be the Monday?
It's likely on Monday, not Sunday. But
okay, so they'll go Monday, Wednesday?
For Sunday, yeah. Sounding like Monday.
All right. So Monday, because they're only doing what they run 2 games Saturday, 2 games Sunday, then 4 Monday, 4 Tuesday. So it kind of really gets cranked up. Yeah. So, all right. So I had somebody text me today, and they were like, guys, any chance it starts on Saturday? I was like, no, it's not Saturday.
Definitely not
it's
Saturday.
Definitely Sunday or Monday. But with full slate of games Monday, Tuesday, that would make sense that the Oilers would start on Monday. Let's get to this text. Hold up, guys. When Eberle was here, the criticism he faced was that if he wasn't scoring, he wasn't giving you anything else. Kane's in the same boat now. Why the hell are we giving Kane a free pass when Eberle was roasted?
I don't think we're giving Kane a free pass. We've been calling him out for not playing good enough. We gave him a little bit of leeway when he was banged up, and he has been banged up a little bit lately. Today, not skating, maybe not playing, might be an indicator of that, or maybe he just gets a first rotation for rest.
Yeah, maybe somebody else coming out.
That might be it, and he can heal up a little bit. But I don't know. I think we have called him out for poor play when he had that one goal in the 21-game goalless stretch. We said he needs to be better. He was nicked up during that time, but I don't think there's a free pass. And then the other thing, too, is what he has over Jordan Eberle, if they're both not producing, is he can be physical and he can provide a little bit of swagger to his line mates just by being a presence, whereas Eberle kind of gets quiet and doesn't necessarily do
There's a different impact they can have when not scoring,
for
sure. I would agree with Tommy that there hasn't been a free pass here for Kane. I don't think. We ripped on him pretty hard when he hadn't done anything in a month and a half, but he can still impact the game in a different way than Eberle. Now, and also the Freeze Prostate in the house. Eberle was criticized for the playoff lag. Let's see what Kane does come postseason. I'll tell you right now, like 2 years ago, Kane was great in the playoff, a brilliant monster.
Yeah.
Last playoffs, he wasn't that great, but he's coming back from the injury stuff.
Last year,
had a few goals. What, he finished 5 points in like 13 games or something like that. It wasn't great. If Kane doesn't produce in these playoffs, regardless of where he is, people aren't going to be like, oh, that's okay. Like,
no,
he is paid to produce. So we'll see how that goes over come playoff time. Library Pat is in and says, Longsdale Quay is in Vancouver. Apparently you were at a draft there, Dusty. That's it from Library Pat. What was the Vancouver draft, though? That was like Jonathan Taves' draft. Have they had a draft in Vancouver since then? I don't think so.
Yes, it was. There was a Vancouver draft a couple years ago, wasn't there? Were you there?
I wouldn't have been at the one a couple of years ago, I don't think.
Yeah.
No, the Vancouver draft I was at was, I think, 2006. Was the 2006 draft in Vancouver? Is that the Jonathan Taves draft year? I'm pretty sure that's the Taves draft year. I could be wrong. Sid, Ovi, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. But that, I wouldn't even have worked here yet.
2006.
2006, yeah. That doesn't make sense. Why would you care if I ignored you in 2006? I was working in Fort Mac at the time and covering the draft for hockeysfuture.com, so that doesn't make a lot of sense. Anyway, I need more details on that story, Danny boy. Come on now, 780-218-9999, 780.
2019 in Vancouver as well.
Yeah, but I don't think I was there in 2019.
I don't think you were there. We didn't send you from the station, right?
I don't think I was there in 2019. I would have just started doing CFL games in 2019, so I was probably... I think I was actually in Montreal then. That's a weird thing, but I remember because I wanted to go to the draft, but I think...
Anyway,
you have me confused with some other really tall, good-looking guy. Happens, I guess. 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. And a couple of good comments here V-Power says, guys, has Vegas told the NHL when they want to play it and whom they want to play against? And somebody else was out there making Mark Stone. Here we are. It's Monday, unless Stone's spleen says otherwise. Oh, we laugh at the spleen joke, don't we?
We are laughing.
We are laughing at Mark Stone's spleen. Well, we are. I mean, we already kind of addressed this on Friday anyway. But, I do find it interesting that, insiders, and I mean, these guys have amazing contacts and, but I do like it when they're like, nope, it was legitimate. But unless you have the actual scan of his spleen or the straight up doctor's report, insiders usually get their info from people inside the team.
Yep.
So if Vegas is throwing out, they can throw whatever they want to insiders and be like, we swear by it.
It is.
Unless they're and who knows? Maybe one of the insiders, inside contacts was the team doctor. But unless it's that, I have a hard time believing an insider who's getting information from inside the Golden. You think the Golden Knights are going to tell you exactly what's going on with Mark Stone's injury?
Not a chance.
Come on. So I don't know.
Anyway.
I feel like it's a little bit of a stretch. Anyway, if you want to chime in, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. Portions of the Oil Stream brought to you by Popeyes. If you've not yet checked out Popeyes and what they're rolling out over there with the buffalo chicken wrap, you might want to do that at all of your Popeyes locations. Recently had that Popeyes Cajun poutine again.
How was it?
It's ridiculous. That's a meal in itself. You don't need a sandwich when you've got one of those Cajun poutines. And they got the buffalo poutine that they just dropped as well. So
I'm sweating already thinking about it.
Yeah, Popeyes is cranking up the poutine game. A local leader in poutine availability.
You wouldn't think Popeyes would be a poutine go-to.
I know.
They're very selective in what they do, and they get it right, and they do it really, really well. So.
I said, when you own the chicken game, how do you also roll out one of, if not the best, fast food poutines in the business?
Very impressive.
Unbelievable.
Very impressive.
But it's all available over at Popeyes. All right, let's get to a few more of your questions. Hammer the thumbs up if you're watching today as well. Ooh. That would be great. T. Wilson says, howdy, y'all. Missed the first 15 minutes. It's pee in a cup day at the mine today, and I was waiting in line. Oh, man. You ever peed in a cup at work?
Nope, not at work, but I have.
For hockey and stuff? No, I guess I've done it for when you have to go get tested for something. Yeah. Yeah.
It's awkward.
You're in a room.
Yeah.
It's not too bad. There's not somebody there holding it. You do it on your own. It's a little spilly, I think, sometimes.
Yeah, but be very careful.
Yeah, I can't imagine. Maybe I'll talk to HR Daddy. Let's start mandatory pee tests.
I don't think
here at Edmonton Sports Talk.
Now, how many failed tests would there be?
It would not be good.
It wouldn't be good.
They roll out Lieutenant Eric. It's just like, buddy, we don't know what's going on here. We don't know what's going on in your system.
Green.
Yeah, we would have no employees essentially.
Yeah.
If that was the case. But anyway, T. Wilson, thanks for sliding in. Connor McDavid is back.
I like this one.
For the Edmonton Oilers.
Do you want to be challenged?
Me?
Yeah.
On what?
May
sure,
I read this?
I
It's
guess.
the Nasty Chat. I like this. I think it's a Vancouver fan. Tyler Ward via the Nasty Chat.
All right.
Too embarrassed to talk about going 0-4 against the Canucks this year?
I'll handle this one.
Go for it.
I'll handle this one. Is that it? Was that the message?
That's it, yeah.
Okay, because on Saturday night, I did tweet out my 3 thoughts after the game, and one of the 3 thoughts involved the line, I'd still take the Oilers over the Canucks in a series.
Yeah, sure.
So if we want to discuss the Oilers and Canucks this year and the 0-4 and how I would still, no matter how it plays out in the first round, if the Canucks get there in the second round, I would still take the Edmonton Oilers in that series. Here's why. First, the beginning of the season was a train wreck. Their
awful.
first 3 losses to the Canucks, they did not have Chris Knobloch as their head coach. Team is different now. And their 4th loss against the Canucks, they were missing the best player in the world. And I know you'll say, yeah, but the Canucks didn't have Demko. I get it. Mm-hmm. But you're telling me Demko's better than when Casey Smith played on Saturday night? Demko's great. Could steal a series for sure. But the Smith was excellent on Saturday
he had a good
night.
game.
He had a good game.
Snap the losing streak.
So, like, Demko's probably not in that game. As an example, I know Demko's a much better goalie than the Smith, but I thought the Smith played a very good game. I don't know how much of a better game from a goalie you're really going to get than one goal against, and made a bunch of huge saves in the first.
Yeah, it was a 2-1 game.
I really
an empty netter. So
if we were just talking about pissing in a cup. Here's the amount of piss. Here's the amount of piss that I would put in a cup on what the Canucks sweeping the Oilers in the regular season would mean. Not a drop. Not a drop of piss is in that cup. I'm sorry, it's just not. Canucks are a really good team.
Yes.
They are. They are legitimate. It would be a great series. But I had people coming back at me on Twitter on Saturday, both Oilers fans, who are, of course, were in like full-blown meltdown mode because of what just happened.
I know.
And then Canucks fans who were like, it's going to be a sweep the other way. Look, the Canucks aren't sweeping the Oilers, and the Oilers aren't sweeping the Canucks if they meet in the second round. It's going to be a great series.
Yeah.
But you can't tell me that you legitimately look into the Oilers and Canucks regular season matchups and go, well, that's how she's going to go in the playoffs. What's the point? What's the point? So, yes, I have no problem talking about the Vancouver Canucks sweeping the Edmonton Oilers because it doesn't matter at all. Hate to break it to you.
That's for Tyler.
Anyway, Tyler, thanks for checking out the content. And sub to the channel if you haven't already.
There you go.
We have lots of really good hockey discussions over here.
We had a bunch of Vancouver fans come into the nasty chat the other night. I had to put someone in timeout. Awanik did too.
What?
Yeah, they were saying really stupid things. It did get dumb. I don't mind stirring it up, and I don't mind when fans from other teams come into the nasty chat and kind of mix it up with our nasties, but to a certain extent. If it gets dumb,
don't say anything personal. Don't use any like super duper vulgar language.
Don't bring other crap in. Don't bring political stuff in. Like, it's just... Anyway, a couple of timeouts the other night. Hadn't done that in a while. Vancouver fans.
It kind of feels good giving people timeouts.
It does, actually.
I don't like to do it. I don't want to do it. But it's like this weird power you have as an admin on the channel. It's kind of fun.
Some people turn into jackasses, and you just say, all right, timeout for you.
Oh, and just so you know, if you are listening on TuneIn or on iHeart or at EdmontonSportsTalk.com on our live stream over there on the station, we can also block you from that stream too.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, like you can go on to like our provider who provides this stream for iHeart and TuneIn and all that. We can go online and block people on that as well, which we wouldn't. There's really no reason to.
No.
But you can. So if you're a real jerk face and you're on YouTube, you're like, that's okay. I'll just listen over the audio stream and text in. And we somehow track you down, you are out of here.
You're out.
Yeah, we could. We could definitely do that one as well. Brett 8 is in and says, are Canucks fans the most fair weather fans of Canadian NHL teams? They don't pay attention to their team when they suck and always talk so much crap when they're good. At least Leafs fans support their team regardless of whether they are good or terrible.
Ooh, that's a stinger because you back it up with the at least Leafs fans.
Yeah. Imagine being a Canucks fan, seeing people be like, at least Toronto fans. You're like, whoa. You can see the moment your heart breaks.
Oh.
That's
a
tough one. That's a tough one.
B-Mother Reviews with a good point here. It says, how many games in a row did the Oilers beat Winnipeg before getting swept? Regular season means nothing. I think it was 7 in a row.
Well, I was just on the lock shop with Huss. Winnipeg swept Colorado this year.
Yep, and they killed them the other night.
They crushed them the other night.
7-zip.
I think Winnipeg could win a series against Colorado. I also think Colorado could beat Winnipeg in that series. So just because the Jets swept Colorado in the regular season, does that mean that there's no chance Colorado beats Winnipeg in a playoff series?
There's a very good chance.
Please.
It could happen.
Come on.
We're in for a really good first round.
It's going to be a great first round.
Bring it on.
Yeah, it's going to be a really good first round. If you do want to chime in, Nasty Chat, hammer the thumbs up for us over there as well. And, of course, you can text us anytime. Tube Socks is in and says, I also pissed in a cup today, just for my own amusement.
Lucky.
He also sent a selfie of himself with an Italian center shop panino sandwich.
Ooh.
So that's good. I hope you got your hands on that before you pissed in the cup for fun.
Well done, Steven.
Guys, I won't believe anything about Stone's spleen until I see a time-stamped video where a non-Knights-affiliated doctor removed the spleen from Stone's body and points directly at the laceration. Oh man! If there was
that's good.
If there was a text of the day here on the Oil Stream, that one would probably be it. Where a non-Knights affiliated doctor removes the spleen from Stone's body and points directly at the laceration. This is where it was. Puts it back in, zips him back up.
Good to go.
Good to play tomorrow night.
Yeah,
that type of thing.
That's too funny.
So what do you take away from the weekend then, Tommy?
They didn't play that good.
No.
They didn't play that
That's
good.
it, right?
Yeah.
You know what they did is they were the exact opposite of that first game without McDavid when you're like, wow, what a game.
I was looking for that on Saturday. It didn't happen.
Yeah.
Although they hung around. They were in it. They had a good first 10 minutes. Then I thought Vancouver really pushed. And
they had a couple of great looks, and that's why I said Smith was good in that game, and he made some big saves.
Skinner made some big saves, too. That glove save that he made I thought was phenomenal in the first period. Who was that on him? I think it was Mikheyev. And then he made a nice backdoor sprawling save on Besser, I think in the third period, where I was like, nice. It just seemed like
you're going to be fine with Skinner between the pipes.
Yeah, it just seemed like they were slightly off on Saturday. That's how I felt about the Oilers. And they were still in the game. 2-1 they lost. 2-1. A couple of nice goals. I don't know what... Actually, the first one, I have no idea why Darnell Nurse was backing in so much. No answer for that one. And then the redirection, nice redirection by Puce Suter, not to be called Pius.
Pius Suter.
It's Puce.
This is Canada. This is North America.
Nobody conform.
A Pius?
Yeah.
I worked with a Pius. People know this story.
It's Puce.
Nobody called him Puce. They call him Pius.
This is Puce.
That
was a nice redirection.
Like Pius is not a good name, but it sounds a hell of a lot better than Puce.
Hello, Puce.
Oh, look at my baby. What's his name? Puce. What? You named your baby Puce?
This is my baby Puce.
Like, come on, man. That's
anyway,
gross.
Scored a nice goal.
It's a gross name.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about Nurse then for a second.
Please.
I saw on Twitter even yesterday, people were still losing it on Darnell Nurse.
Okay.
So how do we approach the postseason with Darnell Nurse? How much can you rely upon Darnell Nurse in the playoffs this year? And it's not like he's backing in all the time.
No.
But there just seems some moments where you're like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's always been, even during like his best of times, there's still always some things you're like, what was that about? And then it would be good for a while, then it's another, what was that about?
Yeah.
And this was just one of those, what was that about nights?
Very much so.
That kind of describes Nurse, doesn't it? Like,
absolutely.
Yeah.
When he plays, quote unquote, between the dots and is in control and not all over the place and easy to read and react off of for his partner, usually he's doing all right. But then when he goes off the script and tries to get, I don't know, creative and tries to use his speed, and that's where it goes haywire. So if he's controlled, composed, and sticks with the game plan, I think he's fine. He'll be effective in a positive way. But when he's got those moments where you go, what was that about?
Yeah.
That's when you're in trouble.
What was he doing over there?
What was that?
Like,
what is he doing? Oh, my God.
What is happening? Tyler Terwilliger says, yes, these Vegas doctors have got some spleening to do.
Ooh.
Spleening.
Get out of here,
instead
Gene.
of splaining. Pretty good.
Well done.
I like that one, too. That's pretty solid as well. 780-218-9999.
I got a at mention on Twitter from Jesse. Says, that win was Vancouver's Stanley Cup. It's pretty adorable, actually.
It's kind of cute. So... Man, I don't want to be guy who like completely writes off the Canucks because I did it all regular season and they continue to do it.
Yeah.
But do you envision the Vancouver Canucks winning the Stanley Cup in some way? I mean, if Demko's back and he's great, and they got Quinn Hughes, and they got pretty good punch down the middle, I think their forward group overall is like a little... I'd be surprised if they won it.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say, wow, that's a stunner.
No.
Right?
Wow, that's a stunner would be whichever team in the East clinches late. Detroit, who has a great opportunity to do it. I think the Islanders.
The Islanders
look
like they're going to have that Metro.
The Kings would be a stunner, and
what about Nashville? Would you put Nashville in the same category as the Kings?
Yes.
So that would be a stunner too.
That would be a stunner. This is the 4 or 5 teams.
So 2 teams in the East, 2 teams in the West.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably fair.
I don't know what to make of Boston. I was thinking about that during the hangout. Wanek was talking about the Bruins, and Murray brought up the Panthers and how things went last year. Boston's lost a lot of games in overtime. They've gone to overtime. Well, when they went to OT against Edmonton, it was the 23rd time. At that point in the season, I think they were mid-60s in games played at that point, and they had gone to OT 23 times and lost 15 of those. I've got the standings right here. Like, I don't know. Without the OT loss, like, are they really the best team in the Atlantic? They still have 15 OT losses.
I think I'd rather play Boston than Florida if I was team that needed to face either of them.
Florida's waking up a little bit here.
Big Slam Nasty. Sean is in and says the Canucks are going out in the first round, boys. Book it. I see a couple other people saying the Canucks. I think Nashville to upset Vancouver will kind of be one of those sexy playoff picks made by a lot of people. But I think I'd take the Canucks in that series.
Yeah.
I think I would. I mean, not to be like Canucks homer guy, which I'm sure I'll be accused of by people in Nashville.
You're from British Columbia. You love the Canucks.
I am from BC. I cheered for the Canucks in the Stanley Cup final against the New York Rangers.
In 1994.
I remember in elementary school, I had they did a face painting day, and I was like, I'd like a Canucks logo on my cheek, please. Now, I was all fat and happy because the Habs had just won the Cup the year before.
Oh, yeah.
So I was just like, no, this is good news right here. But Pavel Bure was a stud. Big Slam Nasty text into 780-218-9999. Guys, what are your thoughts on the Perry, McLeod, Holloway line? If they continue to have strong showings, do they try to make it work to have them as our consistent third line for the playoffs? Tommy, what do you think?
I don't think Holloway is starting the playoffs.
No matter what.
I don't think that's happening. That's my hunch. Talking to some others, sounds like I'm not off my rocker and thinking that there are some that, I've seen some texts come in over the last week that say, hey, Holloway this, Holloway that in the playoffs. I'm like, I don't think he's in. I don't think he pushes out Janmark. I don't think he pushes out. Connor
Brown.
No, I don't think he pushed. I think they go with the veterans.
You're going to have a veteran fourth line, and he's not going to push out anybody in the top 9 to start the playoffs. Let's see how the playoffs go. Maybe we're sitting here after Game 5 of the first round and going, wow, Holloway got in last night because, Fogel's been an absolute mess so far. It's -4, which I don't think will happen.
It could, but
it's
right.
it's kind of the unlikely variety.
Yeah.
Abutski is in and says, Puis is not a good name. Tell that to 12 different popes, Dusty.
They
I
do
don't
go
follow
by
the Pope game very closely.
Yeah, me neither, but it's Puce.
There's another good one over in the Nasty Chat today. Your comments today are great. Keep them coming. They're very funny today.
Salty.
I like this. And hammer the thumbs up. I think we can hit a hundo by the end of the show today. We got that Vegas keyword still coming up as well. And the more you give us the thumbs up, it'll push the Oil Stream content out to others on YouTube, and then they can join us. They can join us as well here over on Edmonton Sports Talk.
Which one were you going to read?
Can't remember what I was going to do, Tommy. It was, I was going to get to,
okay?
Brett 8 says, need to get a video of Glenn Gulletson breaking into the Golden Knights doctor's office to look at Stone's spleen reports. How about that for a headline?
Why would it be Gully of all people?
I don't know, but I love Drager tweeting something out and being, Glenn Gulletson was arrested last night, caught on premise at Vegas rink, in doctor's office looking at the spleen reports.
And he's wearing a ninja outfit?
Yeah. That would be great. I don't know. I mean, he looks like Glenn Gulletson, but they're not sure. That would be amazing.
That would be fun.
Because then if you see some proof of it, then you target the spleen. Right? Come playoff series.
Everyone knows where the spleen is.
Corey Perry is going straight. What, Tommy, you can tell where a spleen is on a body.
Well, I'd have to look it up.
Well, yeah, I would, but they could look it up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they could.
I could. The spleen is somewhere down here, isn't it?
I don't know.
I think it's somewhere below like your belly button, but above your wiener.
Where is the spleen?
I think so. I could
Google
be completely
search.
wrong.
No,
The upper left side of your abdomen, next to your stomach and behind your ribs.
It's back here.
Oh, I was way off.
Yeah.
I would have been targeting like
Damn fool.
something else down there. I don't know what that is.
It's between your wiener and your belly button.
I thought the spleen was between your wiener and belly button. That's my bad.
Oh,
all right then.
That's hilarious.
Okay, we'll move.
It's under your ribs.
We'll move past. We'll move past that one.
Okie dokie.
The Oil Stream is brought to you by Boston Pizza. Boston Pizza playoff menu is now available, featuring the halftime square footer. They got flights of wings now, so you can get a wing flight.
This.
A wing flight. You know, you get a flight of beers.
Yeah.
You get to choose So now they got the wing flight, and you can choose different flavors of wings. So you can get 3 different flavors of wings, and they'll come in smaller portions, but you get to try multiple flavors. I feel like a wing flight should have been a thing for a long time now. Instead of having to order a full pound of this and then get another full pound, just get them all.
I'm actually sweating thinking about wings, hot wings, and
I think
the
it's hot
buffalo
in here
chicken.
today.
And it's warm. I'm wearing a hoodie.
Yeah, you are wearing a hoodie. So, yeah, their playoff menu, square footer, halftime square footer, flight of wings, triple play platter, and then the new Chipotle chicken quesadillas. Oh, fuel your fandom.
Delish.
At Boston Pizza.
Duck Dad says, EST Medical School. You wouldn't want any of us fixing your body.
I think we'd be screwed if we're going out to our cars and somebody gets hit by a truck and they're like, oh my God, I think his spleen's leaking. And you're like, I got this. And I'm down here messing around down there. That would not be good.
It's between your belly button and your wiener.
Yeah. Subcom2124 says, what a weird situation. I'd be a horrible doctor. Horrible doctor. Guys, are the ribs not supposed to protect the spleen from laceration?
I would think so, but...
I mean, I don't technically know what the purpose of ribs really are.
We're a cut below Dr. Nick Riviera here.
Yeah, we're below him. Yeah, I would even take advice from Dr. Nick.
Yeah.
100%.
1-800-DOCTOR. The B is for bargain.
Matthew says... Kane, McLeod, and Perry, that's the third line to roll with. I think that'll be the third line.
Probably.
That'll be the third line. Yeah. Unless Shoggy has his say and gets Kane bumped up into the top 6. Mm-hmm. La Bamba guy it says, where is the spleen? That's Mark Stone's #1 Google search. He has to know. I mean, if you're going to fake it, you got to know where it is.
He's holding his right side. My spleen.
My spleen in my lower abdomen.
That's your kidney.
Would have had me fooled. I mean, that's definitely a spleen. Yeah. That's a good one. All right. Before we get to we'll give you the Vegas keyword here coming up shortly. Connor McDavid going to return tonight against the San Jose Sharks. Here's what Connor McDavid had to say earlier today.
You expect to be able to go tonight?
Yeah, good. Yeah, everything's been feeling good, and yeah, play tonight.
What's the last few games been like? Just watching. It seems like I know you, like you said, you always want to play, but there was a couple games where we see post game high-fiving and just still being part of the group, even if you're not on the ice.
Well, yeah, I mean, just because you're not playing doesn't mean you're not part of the group. I liked, obviously liked a lot of things about the Vegas game, and thought the boys, played hard. It's been a busy schedule, and I thought they played hard.
Getting into close proximity of playoffs here, so what's the process like, Connor, and just sort of making sure that you're 100% ready to go, but I know you probably want to get a game in ahead of time. So.
Well, yeah, I think it's a balance of everything, right? Obviously balance of health, balance of, making sure you're ready to go, making sure your game's where it needs to be. Going 20-plus days between games is not really an option for me, so good. I'll get one in here tonight.
Your good thought on the line with Adam Henrique moving on to the wing. Haven't seen a ton of that, and then Hyman on the other side.
I think that's how we ended in Calgary. Haven't played with Rico much, but really looking forward to it. He's been playing really well. And obviously high as he. So, I think it should go well.
Have you guys still kind of been, you guys hadn't clinched a playoff spot, or like, Chris said it was a playoff game you were going to play. Would you take the opportunity to take time off, or was it a situation where you felt that you had this chance to do it?
This was not a, like, let's just sit out games just to sit out games. Obviously, there was something there. It was bugging me, and I was sitting out to feel better. This was not a matter of if it was playoffs or not or whatever. It was just, thankfully we had clinched a playoff spot and had something bugging me and needed to get it right.
All right, there you go. That is Connor McDavid from earlier today. And Adam Henrique. Oh, by the way, quickly before we get to that, T. Wilson over the Nasty Chat says, that's why they went with the spleen injury. Nobody really knows where it is or what it does, right? You're just like, oh, whatever. I mean, it's a spleen. Who cares?
Did you hear about the spleen?
What do you think about Henrique and McDavid here? He said he hasn't really played a lot with Rico, as he described him.
Rico.
Is this just Kane's out, so let's see what's up? Or
yeah.
Are they still trying to get look-sees at guys?
I think they're trying things, but Adam Henrique is he's a smart player. He's not the fastest guy. He's not the biggest guy, but he's nifty, shifty. I think he's settled in nicely. He's put up some numbers with the Oilers. He scored some goals in the last couple of weeks, and I think they're just trying to give something a chance here. And this is a great opportunity to test some stuff out against a really bad San Jose Sharks team.
He knows where to be.
Yeah,
I will say that.
I think he makes the right play 9 times out of 10. You don't have to worry about your team being hurt when Henrique is on the ice. I think this is more about getting a look at Draisaitl, Nuge, and Foegele. Seeing kind of what you have there. Can you roll Nuge with Draisaitl in the playoffs if need be? Maybe.
And then what it could open up, if they like Nuge, Draisaitl, and Foegele, and then Kane returns, Holloway's out, Kane could play with McDavid and Hyman, and Henry could play with McLeod and Perry if he wanted to.
This is true.
So they've got tons of options, which is why they probably haven't settled on anything of significance.
Here's an interesting one. It's from Matthew in the Nasty Chat. It says, does Rico have the wheels to keep up? Does Hyman have the wheels to keep up? Because he doesn't skate that well.
Yeah.
But he gets to the right place at the right time. As long as Rico, as we're calling him, can do it, that's all that matters. But valid question.
All right, let's get to your keyword today on the oil stream. It is for the EST flyaway to Vegas. 2 nonstop flights, 3 nights accommodations, tickets to a Cirque show, flexible booking. So after we give this trip away next Friday, you will have 2 months to book, but you can book at any point over the upcoming year. So this is great. Lots of flexibility here with our great partners at FlyYG and the LVCVA. Over 50 destinations for nonstop flights. Your sports trip from Edmonton starts with a nonstop flight from FlyYG. Visit www.flyyeg.com for more. Today's keyword is Mojave. I was wondering, I didn't think you'd laugh that hard, but I thought maybe I'd get you there. Mojave. Mojave. Text Mojave to your.
You sold that
I
one.
did right.
Mojave.
Mojave. Mojave. Text that to 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Mojave.
Bravo.
Is your keyword today for the EST Flyaway. Oh, Tommy, your look on, I got to go back and watch that later because look on your face was classic.
At first, I kind of thought you didn't know it was Mojave, but
I know. Maybe I'd sell you on that.
But I appreciate that.
Sell you on that one. Mojave, Mojave. If you want to try to get in on that one, and a hammer thumbs up over on YouTube. We need 23 more to hit 100 today.
Let's go
on the oil stream, which we'd really like. EST parlay will be posted a little bit later on, if it's not already. It is up. This is the parlay for tonight. Connor McDavid gets assist 100 tonight, right? It happens.
100%.
McDavid 2+ assists. So 2 assists or more from McDavid tonight, double assist in return. Bouchard and Draisaitl both with a point, and the Oilers to win in regulation tonight, plus 335. Find that with our partners over at CoolBet. Go to coolbet.com, click on NHL, or click on exclusives, and then you'll see the Edmonton Sports Talk parlay just sitting there waiting for you today.
I'm just going to Curtis Pashalka's Twitter account.
Okay.
Pashalka covers the Sharks, has for a long time. He's been on EST, the pregame show before. Says neither Zadina or Blackwood made the trip. Their seasons are over. Per the Sharks, Ruda, Blackwood, Zadina, McDonald, LeBanc, Barabanov, and Hoffman did not travel. I'm looking at their lines right now. Their top line is...
I have them up right now
go
as well.
for
No,
it,
you go
because
ahead.
you're just
I'd
like,
rather
oh
sit
my
here and,
God.
I'd rather sit here and laugh. So you
Okay. I'll return the favor then.
Yeah.
Michael Granlund between William Eklund and Fabian Zetterlund. Luke Cunnin with Klim Kostin and Colin Graff. Jack Studnicka with Thomas Bordelot and Justin Bailey, who played for the Bakersfield Condors all of last season. Nico Sturm with Kevin LeBanc and Ryan Carpenter. LeBanc obviously not playing according to Pashalka. Like, that's bad. That's bad.
It's not good. Blue line's not much better. I guess we're glossing over the whole big story for this game, which is Justin Bailey revenge game.
Touche.
This is a Justin Bailey revenge game.
Touche.
So make sure you watch out for that. Brett 8 is in and says, Sharks are resting guys for the 2034 playoffs.
Yes.
That's pretty good as well.
I like that. I
do like that one as well. So do you think they roll tonight? Like, do you think the Oilers just run them out of the building tonight?
Yeah. Mark says, what a garbage lineup. 2-1 Oil in OT.
This lineup is awful. 2-1 Oilers in overtime.
Yeah.
Mark, that was funny. I like that one. This is that's Mark again here. Mark's on fire today. Use Mojave in a sentence. Mark Stone is on the LTIR with a torn Mojave.
Oh, the Mojave is torn.
Man, you know what? I don't even know where the Mojave is, but I think it's somewhere between your belly button and your wiener.
But nowhere near the spleen.
But nowhere near the spleen, because the spleen is higher up.
Mojave.
The spleen is very close to the heart.
It's not that far away.
Right? Just below the heart.
Yeah.
Wow. Crazy.
Mm-hmm. I was at the gym yesterday, and it's where the teams all stay, visiting teams, and some of the Sharks were there in the steam room.
Yeah.
And
were you steaming with them?
I was steaming. I was there first, by the way. And they
interrupted your steam.
I just quietly sat in my portion of the steam room. Nice. I do not want to be.
How big is this steam room?
Oh, you could fit like 7 or 8 guys in there.
But there's portions? Or are we just sitting in your spot?
I was just on my one side.
Okay, yeah.
Anyway, I didn't even recognize these guys, first of all.
Okay.
Secondly, I'm not going to repeat what they said, but it sounds like they don't care how many games are left. They're just ready to go. They're done.
I'm going Oilers right now hard. I'm going heavy on the Oil tonight. That's it. I mean, they're in a steam, not even caring about anything.
Yeah. I was just like, wow, these guys do not give two you-know-whats.
Give me the Edmonton Oilers over 3.5 goals tonight. Minus 162. Ugh, that's not even great value on there. I'm going to have to build a bet builder or something. But this could be the one. This could be the one that, this is it. So we are, we're taking the kids down to Legoland and SeaWorld on Wednesday.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah. So we're heading off. We finally told them yesterday.
How pumped are they?
I'm going to take the entire trip budget and put it on the Oilers tonight.
Smart man.
And then if they win, the trip is awesome, even awesomer. And if they lose, we don't go and we stay here.
Great.
What do you think?
I think that's a sound idea.
You think that's
I hope
once again,
Tammy
stay
is
cool,
not
bet
listening
responsibly.
right now.
Stay cool, bet responsibly. I feel like Marshall would have my back on this. I think Marshall would be like, Daddy, I have faith in the team tonight.
They can do it.
Let's do this. Elizabeth would never have it. She just would not have it. All right, so yeah, maybe I'll build a little something there as well. But I do love the EST parlay that we have up. Zacticum's calling our qualifier here right now. Somebody was asking if YouTube Trev met Stoff.
He did. I introduced him.
You did, hey?
It was a beautiful
Now, did you
moment.
tell Stoff to hug him?
Yep.
Trev said that you said, why don't you give Stoff a hug?
He's like, I won't give him a hug right now. Maybe later.
They just knuckle?
Yeah,
knuckle?
he gave him his awkward. He does it. He holds the knuckles up awkwardly.
Yeah.
Bob does.
Put your knuckle. This is what I'm going to do next time I see Stoff. He's going to go like that. I'm going to go like this.
I love that. That's the best.
Hey, Stoff.
Hi, Bob.
Good to see you.
Kiss it.
Yeah, There's no ring on here. What am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to kiss the ring.
Yeah. Oh.
That's
It's like Stoff at a Golden Bears game. Just the rings getting kissed. Old guys, young guys, in between guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine if Stoff would have actually played for the Golden Bears.
Oh.
Can you imagine? Like, he's obsessed. I mean, I love the Bears as well, but
I was the SID.
that could be something else.
Yeah. Never graduated. I took like 6 programs. Never graduated. I was the SID. Golden Bears legend.
So took 6 programs, never graduated.
Yeah.
What a beauty, man. Absolute beauty.
He is a beauty.
One-time EST guest. And future EST guest as well.
Many, though.
Yeah. All right, Zacticum, who's our qualifier today here in the oil stream?
Shotsky Jerry.
Shotsky. Okay, yeah. Jerry, yeah. Jerry, hello.
Hello, Nielson.
God, congratulations, buddy. Have you qualified already, or is this the first time?
First time.
Oh, getting in under the wire. We got qualifying this week and next week. Who would you bring with you down to Vegas?
Well, that's tough when, possibly my wife and my son, I think, would be more excited about the trip. So
you're going
to... nicer to me. How's that?
I was going to say, you're going to let your wife and son go and you'll stay home?
Yes, dear.
All right, Jerry. Well, good luck, man.
Thanks. Take care, guys.
There you go. That's Jerry, who rolled into the Nasty Bash in the summer with the Shotsky.
Ah, nice.
Right? And then you do the Shotsky with him. I think he brought it in here one time. I think we did Shotskys. Yes, we did, because the commish was in that day. He was in here. He brought it in. We did some Shotskys in the EST global headquarters here, too.
Jerry.
Yeah.
Good to hear from you.
All right, well, best of luck.
Jerry, hello. Gager via the Nasty Chat says, I can't believe the Sharks are following Tardy Tommy into the steamer to sow doubt into tonight's game.
Well, Gager, if you're there right now, what's your feeling on this? Right? Gager always has great feels.
Yeah, he's got a good.
Gager, what's your feeling on this,
instinct.
buddy? I just feel Oilers get this taken care of in impressive fashion and then like split their final 2 games, and that's how they go into the playoffs. But I could be wrong. Gager, let me know. Let us know before we wrap here. What's the official Gager feeling on this one? Pre-game show tonight, 6 o'clock.
Yeah, we've got a 7:30 puck drop.
Yeah,
tonight.
GCL Diesel pre- and post-game show. How great is this?
I love it.
It's awesome. GCL Diesel has hopped on. Visit gcldiesel.com. Now, I was talking about first thing on the show this morning, but we're just getting to know the guys at GCL Diesel. They're listeners and stuff, obviously, so they're very excited about being on with the pre- and post-game show.
I'm excited.
They listen from like back to the 1260 days and stuff, which is great. But the Cooks and boys, Jack from Pro-Am, texted me this morning or late last night and said, hey, good job teaming up with GCL Diesel. Cam and his crew are great guys.
Nice.
And I was just like, damn it, like Jack's a great guy. He says Cam at GCL Diesel's a great guy. We're great guys. It's just a bunch of great guys doing business together. Gets me very excited when I hear people that I really respect and admire saying awesome things about somebody else that we've got to deal with who we just kind of met.
Yeah.
So it's exciting times.
I'm pumped. And the power of the pre- and post game is being understood now. Like it's a fun show.
Pre and post, like post game especially is wild.
Yeah.
And it will be crazy during the playoffs
and
as well.
Advertising with us works.
It does. That's true. Gager's in says 5-2 Oilers win.
There you go.
Damn, Gager, that's what I'm talking about. That just backs up what I was already kind of feeling. So that's nice. I like that one as well. All right, Tommy, we'll get going with the pregame show tonight, 6 o'clock with YouTube. Trev, Zacticum, you're in with us tomorrow morning. That's correct. All right, tomorrow live at 8:40. Zacticum, who is in the show with us, he's going to sit right here between Eric and I. For the
am I?
Yes, you are. You'll be moving over here for the official Zacticum Practicum review.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Live.
Zacticum Practicum review, 8:40 tomorrow, right here in the studio.
Boom.
That should be a lot of fun. It's going to be good. And tell him how brutal he's been. All right, pregame show, 6 o'clock tonight with Tommy Gazzola for GCL Diesel. The Oil Stream brought to you today and every day. Fuel your fandom at Boston Pizza. They got that playoff menu now available. For Tommy, I am Dusty. Enjoy the game tonight. We'll talk about it tomorrow morning. Have a great day.